Hey guys, there's no C2 today. It's just me and Zachary, also known as Viewzys. And yeah, we're back. Sorry that we missed last week due to some unfortunate circumstances. We did have to take an off week and skip, but we will be covering some of those matches that we did predict beforehand that we missed. And on top of that, we will be talking about, our predictions for this next coming week. So, Viewzys, you can take it from here if you'd like, going into our I think our recap of the previous week.
Well, I mean, I think we should, take a little time to talk about both of our weeks that we've had. Both of us not doing so great right now due to some stuff. There was some late night calls to each other that were a thing. Some car rides that weren't great. Some sleeping on the balcony, and so on and so forth. Anyways,
Yeah.
But Boone, overall, how was the time?
I've had some eventful weekend. I had an eventful past weekend, and I'm still in the recovery from it. But hey, I guess my advice to everyone watching is, be smart. Don't try to do too much. That's really all you gotta say. Don't go outside your. I know it's one thing to go outside your comfort zone, right? It's one thing to kind of take that extra step, but at the same time, don't go out your comfort zone in some cases.
Yeah, don't do something from some random strangers that aren't sure what's in it. Anyways,
hey,
let's get into Div 4 as we talk about the past week. Obviously, we missed a week, so we don't have or we're not going to talk about the week beforehand. A lot of forfeits happened that week anyways, so there's really not much to talk about. But this week,
I must hold you. There was one thing that we didn't get to talk about because we didn't get to talk last week.
I mean, if you want to bring it up, bring it up. I got a snapback. It's fine. You can bring it up. So we can talk about none, or we can talk about both.
Hold on. Remember, we were talking about that. At one time, or the previous Future WCB, now known as Future Stars. You said you were gonna beat them, and I don't think it happened. So, can you explain that for us a little bit? What happened against Future Stars?
Realistically, the moment was too big. I got scared.
Yeah,
I was crying in my chair. Couldn't play the game. Wasn't prepared. Tried to take them lightly. Didn't work out. Stuff happens, right? Everybody loses a match that they shouldn't, and we'll be back.
So, so you're saying that y'all shouldn't have lost that series? You don't think?
Okay, we should have lost that series, but I think in the future, hold on. In the future, we're not losing. That's all I'm gonna say. But
okay.
I think you can attest to that too, so it's cool. Either way, though, since you want to bring it up, and I said that we have to bring up both. Remember how confident you were about that Iris game on stream? By the way, we made it. Us unscripted people, we still have lives outside of obviously the league, right?
Yeah.
We're all students. We all got jobs.
Yeah.
And Mr. Boone was like, yeah, let's bring on this Iris match on stream. And I remember casting it pretty vividly, right? Can you just remind me about the fact that you guys scored what? I think 3 goals in 3 games and got 3-0 swept?
We scored 1 goal, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So not a good series from us. Definitely, we definitely beat better teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a really bad look for us. Usually we are a very second half team, and we have very big tendencies to, in our big tournaments that we play in, we lose against a really bad team first, and then we go and make a lower bracket run and go crazy and come on the come up. So I think in a small game or 5-game series like that, it's gonna happen. We didn't get enough time to get momentum, so that's just the way it is. I think if we play a team like that in a larger format, in a way that we've already played beforehand, we're warmed up, we're going, I think we beat that team 7 out of 10 times. But I don't know. It's just I think we do, but I think we'll be fine.
Boone, the one other thing about that series is they didn't even play their star player.
Okay.
And all I'm saying is I might have said some stuff about WCV, but I still respected them as a good team. You guys were saying that you had the ability to absolutely destroy Iris.
Yeah, and I still think we still could.
And beat them. All I'm gonna say is, as of right now, I think the past teams from Slips or Surge, I think they got a little bit of an advantage over these future gaming league teams, or I'm sorry, the community teams. I think
Really?
we got a better record against each other, but maybe
Really?
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just saying what I've
Well,
noticed and what I've
technically
seen. So
speaking, you are wrong. In Division 1, a future team is on top of the standings, right?
okay, yeah, you can talk about that all you want. But what about Division 2? What about
We don't even
Division
have a
3?
division. I'm trying to
What
think of the
about
teams.
what about
Is
Division
Future Stars not a
4?
good team there?
I mean, they're a good team, but they're in 3rd. They're not 1 or
The 3rd
2.
is not bad.
Okay, it's not bad.
You're comparing 2 teams in a 10-team division against 8. Like, come on.
Okay, no. We do not accept half of these teams in Div 2. We have
Who do we accept? Who do we accept, Viewzys?
actually we accept 6 of
Tell everyone watching if they're accepted or not. Go ahead.
I'm I'm not trying to get hate crime
Yeah,
DM.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but
exactly.
hey, all I'm gonna say is you guys might have one league, or you guys might have one division, but we got the rest of the 3. So, I
Who's
mean, it's fine.
we? We're all future, aren't we?
Well, now we are, but
Yeah,
obviously, there,
yeah.
obviously, there's gonna be a little bit of a rival.
Uh-huh.
a little rival.
The only rivalry is between me and your team, so I hope you know that.
Okay, that's true. But you're gonna pick your teams. I'm gonna pick my teams, and
Yeah.
we just had to bring it up.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
anyways, enough about us, right? Enough. Let's get into what happened last week in Division 4. So starting off hot, a surprising series that we didn't expect to see really was
Mhm.
a Goobers 3-2 over Future Turquoise. Future Turquoise actually
Yeah,
giving Goobers, the number 1 team, a run for their money.
yeah.
Um, which again, surprising. Team Riot took down to Earth in a 3-0. And Boone, I know you're new to this Division 4 and this Blossom team, but they have won 2 weeks in a row for the first time ever. I think they might have won one match last series. We gotta just shout them out a little bit.
Nice, nice,
The
nice.
Stargaze organization's got to be paying me. They already gave me head roll in their Discord.
Well,
But
astounding.
they did take out Total Control with a 3-2 victory. And of course, Synergy doing what they've been doing all season, 3-1 over Rock and X-Ray Gray to finish it off. 3 over Endo on stream. And I don't know if you were watching it, Boom, but that was a very commanding win. But
Okay.
let's talk a little bit about these matches next week. So we got Down to Earth
Yep.
taking on Endo, Future Turquoise and Rock going head to head. I think Future Turquoise, they're gonna show some people that they're
Yeah.
still there.
And like you just said, they challenged the number 1 team in Division 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they did.
So I mean, if they're able to do that, and I'm still disappointed with Rock because they gave me my first L of predictions in the first week I was here. I put so much faith in them, and then they let me down.
They sold.
Yeah, they sold me. So I'm just not a Rock fan. I'm sorry if any of you are watching this and you play on Rock. I'm low key your number 1 hater. But yeah, Future Turquoise, and if there's a win that they need, it's this one. So
Yeah,
I think they got it.
definitely. And then this is probably the most exciting Division 4 matchup we're gonna see for a little bit.
Mhm,
We got X-Ray Gray taking on Synergy, both of
mhm,
them coming off commanding wins over other Div 4 powerhouses.
mhm.
That one's gonna be tough, but we're gonna talk about that one a little bit later. And then we got Riot versus Blossom to see if Blossom can keep up this 3-game streak. If they can take out Riot. I think they do. I think they got the odds. I think they got it. And then finally, to round off Division 4, we got Goobers, Total Control. Boone, what match besides the one we're gonna predict later are you most excited for?
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, we already mentioned it. It's got to be Future Turquoise and Rock.
Okay.
It's just because Rock is the team I want to see lose, and Future
Mhm.
Turquoise is the team I want to see win. That's plain and simple for me. I know we're not predicting the score later, but I will say I definitely think if Future Turquoise is going to pull out a game, because if I'm not mistaken, they haven't really won much this season so far. Future Turquoise.
They're only 1 and
So
3. Yeah.
yeah, they haven't won much. So if there's a game they need to flip that switch as we get closer to playoffs, I think we're around like halfway through.
Mhm.
They need this win, and I think this is the win that they're gonna get to kind of start shifting that momentum. And Rock, I think Rock's just gonna keep losing.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, Me personally, obviously, Future Turquoise Rock going to be a great series, but I think that I want to see if Blossom can continue the streak, especially been against them for so long. It's been hard saying their name, losing every single week, but we want to see a dub. We want to see a streak
Yeah.
continue. I'm a big man of the underdogs, depending on who they are. Obviously, if it's X-Ray, I don't like it. Anyways, but we want to see Blossom win.
Yeah.
But we do also have to give a little shout out to Division 4 in general because I think, if I'm not mistaken, they are the division that has had the least amount of forfeits.
Yes.
W's in the
Yes.
chat. I
Yes.
mean,
Thank you, Division 4. We love you.
it's kind of crazy because you think these higher divisions, the people that actually play the game sometimes for money, like
Yeah.
out of side of the league, would, try to, play it, but it's fine. Anyways, besides the point. Anyways, let's move on to Division 3. Now, Division 3, a rough week, all sweeps, every single match, as we have OVO EU 3-0 over Provoke Origins, Phoenix Rising a 3-0 over SG Academy, Atlantis Elite 3-0'd the, I believe, what team was it before Exa or Ixa? I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that. I'm
Yeah,
gonna say
I
Ixa.
don't know, but the team, like you were saying, new team substituted in. So obviously they didn't actually get to play this week, but this was a forfeit win for Atlantis Elite. But they have now been substituted with Ixia, which, if I'm not mistaken, you said is another team that's a member of Iris in their community.
Another Stargazers team, baby.
Yeah, so Stargazers got some representation everywhere now, quite literally everywhere.
Literally.
So, shoot, new faces. I mean, you said they're dominant for the most part in Division 1. They're dominant for the most part in Division 2.
Yep.
Division 4, not so much, but you keep saying it's there. They're just not having the good results.
Exactly.
Will Division 3 follow that trend that the Division 1 and 2 have?
I mean, honestly, personally, I know some of the guys that are on this Division 3 team, and I think they will. I mean, I think they got a rough start. They're 1-3 as a team right now, just because of the fact that they're substituting in for a new team that wasn't really here that much. But I mean, overall, this team is definitely going to be one to watch out for. You got great players in that organization all around. You got great coaches. You got everything pretty much. Great support system. Honestly, a really good community. So, I mean, again, I think this team could definitely step up.
Yeah, and what a story that would be to think about that. Like, you join into this league, you're given a 1-3 record because you're a substitute, and then imagine they win out from here, make playoffs, and somehow end up knocking down some heavy hitters in playoffs and making a name for themselves. Imagine how crazy that would be.
I mean, honestly, with an Iris team, or I'm sorry, a Stargazers team, they definitely could do it. I think it's, just a great overall Discord and support system for them. So, I mean, if any team is going to do it in any organization that's probably going to, make that comeback, it's definitely going to be them because there's not really many of those organizations that kind of have all teams be really good. It's only like a couple of them, just maybe. Besides X-Ray, all three of those teams suck. But that's, again, besides the point. So anyways, and then finally in Division 3 for the last match, we had EXO have a 3-0 on Heatwave. I know that was the one match that was played. And honestly, EXO is stepping up, man. EXO is definitely going to be a team to beat. They are, I believe, first in the standings, tied with OVO EU. And, a little preview as we get into this week's matches. This one's going to be a streamed one, and I'm excited to, see it on stream. Obviously, they play right before us, so it's going to be tough for me to see it. But as well as that match, we got Slinging Academy and Provoke Origins. We got Ixa versus Phoenix Rising as they make their debut. And then finally, rounding us off, we got Atlantis Elite versus Heatwave. Boone, we're going to talk about EXO and OVO EU a little bit later. What's the next match? What's the next one?
We said they're new, and we already said it'd be crazy if they had the come up, the unrealistic come up. And I think against the Phoenix Rising team that's kind of been steady. I don't think they've really been that great, but they haven't been that bad either, if I'm not mistaken. Phoenix Rising they're kind of just one of those middle ground teams, which will really show us where this new Ixia team kind of holds within Division 3. So honestly, if they're able to go into this series against Phoenix Rising and absolutely dominate, I think that's going to certify, their position, and that they're going to be fighting for that last playoff spot.
They're going to be certified.
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 And anyways, I mean, honestly, I gotta agree. I'm excited to see how they are.
Yeah.
I personally, I think they're gonna be really good. And I think Atlantis Elite's gonna destroy Heatwave. Sing
Mhm.
Academy, Provoke Origins. I believe that could go either way. So I think the only one that really is one to watch out for in Division 3 this week is the IXA Phoenix Rising, besides
Mhm.
obviously EXO OVOEU. But as we move into Division 2, again, I think this week overall was just a lot of sweeps. A couple
Mhm.
forfeits here and there, but mainly just sweeps in general. Um, as you know, OVO Shooters made a little bit of a comeback as they had a 3-0 win over Future Rebirth. Black Rose 3-0ing Demons Hydra with another 3-0 over Future Crimson. And now here's one that's kind of surprised me a little bit. Slang Gang 3-1 over Voltage. And now I know Voltage isn't a bad team by any means. They're pretty good. But to take a game off Slang Gang is kind of unheard of for a mid-tier team in Division 2. So, I mean, you never know what's going on over there. Maybe they stopped playing the game as much or whatever. And, I'm not trying to make excuses, but maybe Voltage is just that team. Maybe they can compete with some of these higher level teams. But again, we'll see later this week as, they got a pretty good matchup this week as well. As also, WCB or Future Stars now continues on their streak and they take out X-Ray Black, which,
Yeah.
I mean, you know, obviously Future Stars has my respect, but they did only beat X-Ray Black and that team sucks. So not too surprised. But you know, Boone, what is the most surprising thing that you saw this week in Division 2?
I mean, in this week, I don't really see much that's surprising to me. We casted the Hydra and Slang Gang match, and that was
Mm.
probably the most impressive Division 2 match I think I'll see anytime soon. Just two crazy teams, and
Yeah.
Future Stars, they're up there, but it's like it's so hard to say any other Division team or Division 2 team even comes close. Honestly, um,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. Hydra and Slang Gang are just absolutely crazy. And like you mentioned, the fact that Voltage, who, if I'm not mistaken, is kind of in the, like you said, they're mid tier. They're not the greatest. They're kind of
Mhm.
just sitting. They're sitting with Future Crimson and OVO Shooters. They're kind of just lurking there in that middle area. It's kind of like,
What did this guy just say to me?
sorry, I'm
That's
sorry.
that's
Your team is a
crazy.
mid team. I'm sorry.
That is crazy.
I mean,
Wow.
by definition, you guys are mid. Actually, you're below mid, technically. Yeah, y'all gotta up it, Zach. What the heck, Viewzys? OVO shooters at 2-2, matches won 7 and matches lost 8. Yikes!
We're just
I
gonna
don't know.
we're just gonna skip past this part, please. It's
Yep.
just
Yeah. But anyways, I'm excited to see how it kind of pans out and see if anyone's really able, especially to upset Slang Gang. If somebody can upset Slang Gang, that would be just crazy to me.
yeah, no, I 100% agree. I think there's only a couple teams that have potential to do so.
Mhm.
In speaking about Division 2, as we talk about the next week, I think this match is a potential upset. We got Slang Gang versus a heavy 4-0 Black Rose, another Stargazers team that is just popping off. And again, we're going to talk about it later, so we don't have to really go over it too much now. We know both of these teams. Both of these teams, obviously 1-2 in Div 2.
Mhm.
And I mean, that is the second 1-2 matchup that we got in division, all the divisions, as you see also OVO, or I'm sorry, XO and OVO EU take on each other 1-2 as well. So, I mean, again, two insane matchups that, we're going to try to try to find a way to stream because we want to see them. And I'm sure a lot of other people do as well to see what they're up against in the future. But other than Slang Gang and Black Rose, we also see Voltage take on Future Crimson. We see a future matchup of Future Rebirth and Future Stars. We see X-Ray Black take on Demons. And finally, we see Hydra take on the OVO Shooters. A match of old teammates, old friends. It's going to be a good one. Not going to lie. But we will talk about it later. Boone, I need to know a little bit more about this Future Rebirth team, please.
So, Future Rebirth, they were formerly our Future Stars, now our Future Rebirth, and we gave the Future Stars name to our Future WCB team. They're our EU team. They are our best European roster. And unfortunately, they have gone through an extreme amount of changes. I think it began the season, they had their full roster. They honestly weren't going to be bad. They could have honestly finished towards the top half of Division 2. But they lost one of their best players right off the bat, did some weird stuff. Now he's not even in the community. And then they got another player, then he dipped. And then another player that come in, and he said, "Oh, well, I can't actually be a starter because I have a really bad schedule." So they're cycling through trying to find this other third, and it's just so hard to find. While I do think that this future Rebirth team has potential, and the two that are consistent, even if they find their third this week, they play future stars. And if anyone knows it, I mean, you know it firsthand. They're a solid team, and when you have that new of a team, it's going to be pretty hard to beat a team like that. So again, it's going to be a hard start for them because I think if I'm not mistaken, Rebirth is already they are at the pit bottom of Division 2 because they literally have not played anybody. So at this point, it's just recovery for them.
Just wait 1 second. Just wait 1 second. As we talk about the bottom of Div 2, I just got to point one other team out that's on the bottom of Div 2, besides us, because, I already got that treatment, so I'm good on it. But if we take a look at the, 9th place Division 2 team, Boone, can you just read the name for me, please, real quick?
And it's really sad because this team has actually played in almost every match.
I believe every match.
Every match, yeah. And they are 0-4, X-Ray Black.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean,
man,
I don't want to say I told you so, but like,
he was on here last week. The man himself was on here, or not last week, 2 weeks ago. He was on here last time, defending the group, but their best team going 0-4 to start league play. They need to flip a switch.
Yeah, and I think the problem with that team is they've had the same roster for 2, maybe 3 seasons, and eventually it's cool to keep the same roster, but eventually if you have the players that are willing to grind and willing to put in effort, you shouldn't have the same roster 3 seasons in a row, because one of those players is going to be better than the others, and you got to try to replace your other 2 players to help better manage your overall team. And X-Ray Black fails to do that. They're just fail to do it, and until they do it, I don't see them moving from that spot really. So just wanted to talk about it a little bit. Just show you why I am the knower of this league. You could say so, and
something like that.
But anyways, enough about Division 2 for now. Let's move on to our Division 1 teams. And as we see last week, we see Iris with another 3-0 over Synth. They're back on that hot streak. Started 0-2, 2 3-0s, 2 weeks in a row. We see a Future rising 3-0 over a Cap team. We see Galaxy 3-0, WSU Gold, and Phoenix United take out Blackout. And I know that they are having some problems with a player's PC. So that one, a little bit of a Mickey series. Obviously, it's a forfeit. So, but finally, the one that we kind of wish we saw play out, as we see WSU Black come back with an outstanding reverse sweep over the Ravens, and talk about it a little bit. Tell me what was happening in that series.
Well, it's weird because again we have a slow start, but what's new? Very slow start. I think every single game was a 1-goal game, except like maybe one game had an exception. Other than a singular game, it was a back and forth series completely, and they were all close. But it's just it was just a weird flip. And Umaro, I have to shout him out. Umaro. I don't know what pronunciation does he prefer?
Umar.
Just Umar.
Yeah,
great player. Honestly, I think he is the best player I have played so far in Division 1. Genuinely. Genuinely. He was absolutely absurd. And I think he is honestly better than 95% of the players I've had to play in Collegiate Rocket League.
Wow.
That kid is a threat. I don't know how old you are and when you're going to be in the collegiate scene soon, but when you are, that's going to be scary. So come to Wichita State. But anyways, great series. We were able to close it out, and I'm really happy we did because honestly, I don't think that team is much worse than Iris. I will say Iris is definitely better than them, but I don't think they're much worse. It's not too big of a margin, and I think that yeah, I mean it's good for us to actually finally beat a team and kind of solidify ourselves as not just Mickey.
Yeah, that's fair
So
enough. I
yeah,
mean, yeah, but hats off to you guys. You guys deserve it. Um, but like you said, I think Umar is definitely the best player on that team. I think his two teammates need to be replaced, but he knows that already
oh
for me.
dang.
I just say it how it is, man. I'm not trying to create enemies, but those two
Oh
teammates
man.
are something else.
Yeah, no, that the series went along as nothing would happen, and then suddenly the ball is floating in the midfield, and Umar goes stupid. There's no other way to put it. That is a player that anyone would love to play with. Any facilitator would love.
Oh
But
yeah,
maybe he was
definitely.
just peaking. I don't know. But he was going crazy. I mean, props to him.
No, he's definitely a really good player. But as we talk about this next week for Division One, we see another star-studded matchup with the Ravens that we were just talking about. As we see Ravens take on Iris. Honestly, actually, we're predicting it later. I don't need to talk about it much.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
we also see WSU Gold take on Synth, the battle of the garbage in Division One. We are very excited to
uh,
see which team is less trash than the other. Um, big matchup coming for those two. Um, and then we also see a pretty big matchup of Blackout versus WSU Black. If Blackout is finally able to field a team, that'd be great. And I can't wait to see that one. If it does happen, I'd be excited to see. And then another huge matchup: Galaxy versus Cap. I know Cap really hasn't played much, but they do have a solid lineup. And obviously, Galaxy is Galaxy. They're gonna probably destroy them. And then we have a Future Rising versus Phoenix United team. We haven't seen either of these teams play, and it's gonna be a good one. I hope. But again, we are talking about it later. So Boone, besides these two stream matches that we're talking about, which one are you most excited for? Do you want to see the trash bowl? Because I kind of want to see the garbage bowl a little bit here.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of interested in it, and I'm gonna add to it just because, or I'm gonna kind of light the fire because I know if any of my boys at WSU go and watch this, they'll think it's kind of funny. But I know for them, they're playing up. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie to you, and I think they know it as well. I think the best two teams in Division Two are probably better than them, but they're a new team, just
right.
started this semester. None of them have ever played competitive Rocket League at a level outside of the competitive ranking system.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's new to them, and they expected this completely. They aren't at all any sort of ego.
Right.
They're not trying to
Cool
block
guys.
it. Like they know. And I think against a team like this, we'll finally give them that sort of pride back. Because honestly, they play in CCA. I mean, they're gonna get whipped. They're a second team. That's just how it is. And then
Mm.
you come in here again in a Division One where, honestly, I think it's a dogfight at the top just because of the weird forfeits. And then currently there's like I'm pretty sure it is literally Iris, Ravens, and Blackout are all 2-2 even.
Yeah.
Like, and the only three winning record teams are Wichita State Black, Galaxy, and Future Rising.
Mhm.
And it's still up for grabs completely. So at the end of the
100%.
day, I think it's just for them. It's if there's a win you need to get to kind of get that, get the juices flowing again. It's definitely against a Synth team. Which no offense to Synth, but I mean, I don't know much
Yeah.
about them, but I don't think I've seen them win much. I think the one series they won was by forfeit, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
believe so. Yeah, I think you're right.
So hey, like you mentioned though, I do want to say, I know they're both the stream games, but I think this week, if every team can play in Division One, this would be the most impactful week by far.
Oh,
Um,
100% easily.
Yeah, because Ravens Iris, I think that's one of the biggest questions. We've been talking about it. Ravens thinks they're better than Iris. Iris thinks there's no question, like there shouldn't even be
Yeah.
an argument that they're better than
Right.
Ravens. Back and forth.
Mhm.
But then I mean, Iris swept my team, and we reverse swept Ravens.
Yeah.
So this could be a situation of either Iris is that much better, or maybe we just didn't get momentum in time. Just
Right.
realistically,
Yeah.
there's two situations there. With Blackout, you said they could be so good, but they can't field someone, and they're facing a team like us who is still in that weird cloud. Like no one really knows, are we that good or are we just lucky?
Right.
And then Galaxy Cap hasn't been able to play much, and I know they're playing elsewhere, so I really hope they would, give this more of a chance. And they have really good competition this week. And if they
Mhm.
choose to play this Galaxy team and this Galaxy team really, takes their full effort to do it, that would be an extremely good match too. And on top of that, we talk about, I think you kind of dissed not Future Rising. You dissed Phoenix United a little bit when you mentioned them.
I
They
did.
took down Iris, if you don't remember.
Yeah,
They
but
took
again,
down Iris. The only
I
reason
mean,
they are 2-2 right now is because they have forfeited 2 series. So at the end of the day, they haven't technically lost any of the 2 series they played. So they're still up for grabs. They're just as kind of in the midst of who are they as WSU Black is, honestly.
right? Yeah, no,
Um,
definitely.
yeah, but Future Rising, I think they've had 2 forfeits for their wins as well.
Mhm.
Their 1 loss coming to Galaxy, I believe.
Mm.
But I know them all personally. They've been together for months now, and I'm really excited to see what they can do, but that's going to move towards our stream matches.
Right. Or not our stream matches, just predictions. But
Oh, yeah.
okay, yeah, you're right, bud. But again, like you said, Division One is probably the biggest question out of any division. I think in the other divisions, you kind of get the sense where the powerhouses are, the star players, and so on and so forth. I mean, a lot of these teams in Division One, I would say pretty much every team besides Iris and Galaxy really are, still in question, right? We don't know enough. We haven't seen enough. We haven't seen results. We haven't seen this, that, whatever you want to talk about. Um, I think Division One realistically is up for pretty much anybody's grasp. You know, I could see, depending on what type of days they're having and if they actually come to play, I could see maybe 4 teams winning Division One. Competing for that number one spot. But at the same time, if if stuff continues to happen, there's probably realistically about one team that's going to win it.
And I think
So
we could give a countdown and say the same team without even having to mention it, and it's
exactly.
Galaxy. So I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
they would
Exactly.
win if they actually played.
Right,
But
exactly. I
yeah,
mean, and that's just how it is. And realistically there's going to be skill gaps in every single division, but any day can be a team's day, right?
Mhm,
You've definitely seen it in other tournaments. You saw it in past seasons here. I'm going to
mhm.
shout out Atlantis Elite, a Division Three team, took out a Division Two team in playoffs of I believe it was Dungeon Crawlers at the time, but that's a way back memory. A lot of you guys probably won't know or remember that, but if you do, you know that any upset can happen at any single time. And Division One is that one mystery where nobody really knows, right? Nobody has a definite answer. Whereas again, other leagues you have those answers that. But hopefully we'll be able to find them soon. Hopefully some of these Division One teams will stop egoing this league and actually play the game.
Yeah,
It'd be nice.
yeah. I mean, and to touch on that, I know we're gonna mention at the end, but we are working on a lot of things. This first season for us as a collective staff team is really just we're trying things out. We're seeing how things run. Our first season, recent merge. New faces, new everything, new operations. So at the end of the day, there will be changes to make things easier for all of you. Obviously, we're still gonna keep our uniqueness. We're gonna still be like no other. That is our goal in the end of the day.
Of
But
course.
gotta trust in the process. That's just how it is. And if you guys put your trust in us, then I think with yeah, wholeheartedly, I can say that I think we will be able to produce the best results moving forward. I don't
Yeah,
think
I mean,
I don't think we'll disappoint at all.
I'll say we'll get into it a little bit more in detail a little bit later,
Mhm.
towards the end of this video. But at the same time, there's a lot more behind the scenes that is in store for you guys that I'm sure you guys will be excited for. You just got to give it a little bit of time. And like Boone said, this first season was just a test run, pretty much, more or less. And for the teams that are appreciative and supporting us, we appreciate it. And before we get into predictions, Boone, anything else you want to say?
Not really. I'm ready to get into predictions, man.
All right. Yeah, me too, Loki. Of course, this is, I think, everybody's favorite part of the show. I don't even think half the viewers I know, they don't even have to have their teams being predicted. They just love watching us argue. So let's get into it. And obviously, it's only me and Boone in the studio, although we did find replacements, obviously, for C2 and an alternate. And Boone, you want to tell us a little bit about the alternate?
Yeah, so like you said, luckily, well, not luckily, unfortunately, C2 couldn't join us today, but we will have his predictions, like Viewzys said. But
To
our
keep our
second,
game.
yeah, our second, or our guest for tonight, will be Angel. If for those of you that aren't familiar, she is one of the players on the Future Stars WCB team. I'd say definitely one of the most impactful players in the series we've seen them play so far. And she has a history in like ranking this and league predictions and all that. So honestly, I'm excited to see what she throws at us.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not sure exactly how much she's been following the teams, right? Because a lot of these alternates, they might not know as much as me, Boone, or C2, as we talk about the results every single week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got to be watching these series. We got to know the players and so on and so forth. So alternates kind of at a disadvantage, but as of right now, since we're gonna go over talk about it, let's go over the standings and points as of right now. And of course, we have 2 ties. We have a tie for third and a tie for first. And Boone, guys, who do you think is in the tie for first? Of course, me, right? Who else? Who else but me? With the alternate, surprisingly. And both of us tied at 9 points with the exact same scores in week 1 and week 2. Something I wasn't expecting. I'm not going to lie. Whenever Dubdale made those predictions at the time, I was a little bit, hopeful or, trying to be nice to the guy, right? He's an alternate. He's not here all the time. Hopefully his predictions went well, but somehow they did. And, creds to him for making the right ones. And then,
Better than
of
me.
course, of course, we got to talk about the other 2, the tied for third. I think you guys can pretty much guess who it is. It is C2 in Boone. And,
Okay.
Boone,
Okay.
you can give a little bit of an explanation, I guess. But, I
Well,
mean,
I have an
as of right
excuse.
now,
I have an
I'm
excuse.
destroying you. That's all
I
I'm
have an
saying.
excuse. You're not destroying. It's like 3 or 4 points. I'm chilling. Um, you know, I'm not even mad. It's my first season, and I just now I'm starting to know most of these teams. Not even all of them yet. Like some of these teams, I still don't recognize who they are. Like I didn't even know Slang. Like I keep forgetting Slang Gang Academy has or Slang Gang has an academy team. Like it's simple stuff. Like I didn't even get. I didn't actually know until Viewzys told me today that Iris was linked to other teams. I didn't know. I didn't see the logos and kind of like I didn't see it. So yeah, I didn't kind of connect the dots. So I know I have an excuse. I don't know if C2 does, but I do. So
Yeah, C2 does not really have an excuse, but at the same time, C2's been the host. He's never been like the analyst, I guess, in a way. But we do love the dad, and a shout out to him.
man himself.
Obviously, shout out to the man. Okay, so let's go over the matches that we're predicting. I'm not going to go game by game just because we do have 2 people that are out, so I want to give those predictions first so everybody knows. Actually, no. Let's go game by game.
Yeah.
Let me give a
So
brief
there's
review.
first.
We got to give a brief review of the game that we're playing, and it goes like this. So, you obviously can predict either team. If you predict a score, you have the opportunity to win 2 points instead of 1 for getting the correct score. Now, if you predict the right team, but the score is wrong, you get a 0. So you can take that risk, or you can just take the normal pick and just try to play it safe, which is what C2 tried to do last week, and it didn't really work out for him. But either way, the first match of the Div 4, the first Div 4 match that we're going to get into is the powerhouses versus each other. We got X-Ray Gray versus Synergy. I'll give the alternate first. Angel did pick Synergy just with the no score. C2 actually did the exact same thing. And Boone, you're going to be going first here a lot.
Oh boy. All right. I'm gonna hop on the bandwagon and start hating on X-Ray.
Okay.
Synergy wins, no score. That's all
Okay.
I can really say there. I've seen Synergy. If I'm not mistaken, they've been kind of mediocre. In Div 4, right? Ish. I think.
No, they're number 2. They're 12 and 3.
Are they number 2?
They're 4-0, 12 and 3.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, they win. But X-Ray Gray isn't that bad in Division 4. I know that. Yeah, they're not that bad.
No, not at all.
And I could be wrong here because the reason I don't want to give a score is just, I mean, sure, this, obviously, it looks like the Synergy team has no flaws so far in Division 4, but it could be a case where they've just played the worst 4 teams in the league, and X-Ray Gray has maybe played, I don't know, the other good team in Division 4.
Yeah.
So I just say Synergy wins. Leave it there.
Okay. And I think I'm going to take a team that nobody realistically would ever think that I would take. and I think I'm gonna be taking X-Ray Gray here. You
Wow.
know, I watched them on
Wow.
stream, and they looked too good to be true. They played really well, and obviously some behind the scenes stuff that I'm gonna be paying attention to. Um, but as of right now, and watching that team, they look pretty good. But again, this match could something could happen in this match. I'll just say that
Mhm.
that might throw around the score. So actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go synergy. I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna take my pick, and I'm gonna go synergy with this one.
Okay.
And obviously, synergy across the board. Honestly, surprising. I think people are seeing the X-ray bandwagon. Understanding that I hate them, and if I hate a team, they're probably not good. There's probably a reason. So it's nice to see. Also, Boone, did you ever get you got a score for Angel? Correct? Did she
For
put a
Angel,
score on one of them?
yes. I thought I sent you a screenshot.
Yeah, you did, but there was no scores. It was all scores.
Yeah, so I think she's gonna go with all scores for every single one of them.
Oh, I'm
Um
putting all scores.
yeah, I don't know. You see, I don't think she understands the rules we have set. So I think what we should do for her is if there's a sweep, we give her the score, and then
Uh,
if she didn't record a sweep, then we just give her the team winning.
okay, we'll
She
talk
plays
about
it.
it later. We'll figure it out. But okay,
No,
besides the
no,
point.
I think that's a fair way to do it. That makes sense because I
Wait,
don't think
what?
she understands. So she gave us all scores. The
Yes.
only times where we'll actually take the series with the score, like
Mhm.
as her predicting the score, is if it's a sweep. If it's not a sweep, we'll just take the team that she has winning, no score.
Whatever, that's fine with me. That works.
All right, word. So
Okay.
her prediction for
This
which
one,
one
the
did you say?
synergy
Yeah.
3-2 over X-ray.
Yes. And so we'll just say that she has synergy up.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
All right. And
Okay.
as we
Sorry
get
for the delay.
sorry, yeah, a little bit of, technical difficulties. Anyways,
Yeah, it's just us two running this, and it's probably the worst two people you could have.
running
The
a show.
Yeah. So bear with
Two
us.
most
Two most
Okay.
devious.
Literally two menaces compared to the rest of them. But anyways, so the next big matchup that we got for Division 3 is we have OVO EU versus EXO. And now this one's also going to be a big one, as you see the number 1 seed and number 2 seed in Division 3 take on each other. Pause. But Angel, once again, starting a prediction off hot with a 3-2. So we're just going to take the team. And
Yep.
she picked OVO EU.
Wow.
And you know what's funny enough?
hmm
C2 did the exact same thing, but he included the score. He
Wow.
took a 3-2 OVO EU, and that is his
Whoa.
one that he's going to put the score on.
Whoa. Whoa.
So, I mean,
Wow. 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 Wow.
I know a little bit of a surprise. And, go ahead, Boone.
I, I mean, I'm kind of shocked because it's weird. I've never seen either of these teams, so I'm kind of at a loss right now. But it's hard for me to guess. But
I'll
if it
give you a
was
little bit.
you,
I'll give you a little bit of a hint. I coach OVO EU right now. I just did.
I mean, it doesn't matter. What if they
Okay.
have a good coach? Do you know?
Yeah,
EXO?
but I'm not going to tell you my opinion.
Who's their coach?
I don't know.
Okay, so then yeah. So if let me ask you. Actually, you do yours first, and I'll base mine off of you.
No, I never go first. You know
No,
this.
no, don't do it first. This is
No, no,
fair.
no.
I
It's
don't know.
your
I
turn.
don't know the
It's your turn.
teams.
It's your turn.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Come on.
No.
Yes.
All right, fine. You know what? Since it's already it's a different unscripted. I'll give you one game where I go before you do,
There you go. That's all I need.
and I'm gonna take OVO EU,
Uh huh.
and I'm gonna actually also place my score on this one, and I'm gonna go a 3-1.
Okay. I'm gonna actually do something crazy here,
Okay.
just because I don't know the two teams, so I still have an excuse.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We'll give you that, I guess.
EXO wins series. I don't know if I want to put a score on it though. That's the thing.
Well, I'll give you a little bit of a hint. If you're gonna put a score, put the score as 3-2 because the only way that I see EXO even winning this series if it's 3-2.
I'm just gonna have them winning. You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
What'd you say? What? I'm
You're
right
right.
about what? You want to put the
EXO.
score on it?
EXO. Just EXO.
Uh,
No
okay.
score.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
I gotta
right.
go against the grain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Whatever you want to
Against
do,
the
man.
grain.
I mean, I disagree, but sure. You know what? Yeah,
Yeah, of
you're right.
course you disagree.
Definitely.
It's okay.
Yeah, first place versus third place. We'll see which
Hey, I
one.
gotta make a comeback somehow. If I
Fair
keep going
enough.
with the same score as you, then I'm not gonna come back.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I guess. All right. Now these two matchups for Division Two are
Oh,
probably the biggest two matchups of the
sure.
season, realistically, in the same week.
Mhm.
So, all right, whatever. You can say what you want. You know, you're a loser. But for the first Division Two matchup, we have the number 1 and 2 seed, the two powerhouses. We got Slang Gang versus Black Rose. And now I think Angel hasn't really played against Slang Gang.
Mhm.
She's only played against Black Rose, and Black Rose did kind of dominate that team. So she did go Black Rose with the dub, and she said a score that doesn't matter because it's not a sweep. So she's just got Black Rose, but C2 sticking to his roots, not going against the Slang Gang, takes him to beat Black Rose. Boom. Now you definitely have seen both of these teams play. What you got?
I haven't seen Black Rose.
Oh, you haven't.
I haven't seen Black
No, but
Rose.
yes, you have. You said you watched that was the first that was the first match that WCB played on stream was Black Rose.
Was it?
We did a special cast.
I thought they played y'all.
That was the second match I did on stream.
Oh, so the team that they played first was Black Rose. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. I think Sling Gang wins.
Okay.
Honestly.
No
I
score.
like just no score. I think Sling Gang wins. Because I mean
Okay.
I watched them play Hydra. They beat a
Yeah.
Hydra team.
Yep.
And I mean I just don't think Black Rose looked that great. But they beat the WCB team.
Yeah.
Future Stars, a good team. So
Right.
they didn't beat a bad team necessarily, but
Right. But
I
it's not.
but
It's
I
not like
also exactly. I also think that Slang Gang, I'm not gonna lie, I think Slang Gang is better than Future Stars. So at the end of the day, I think Sling Gang takes it.
okay. And I'm gonna give a little bit of a background because these two teams are two of my teams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good friends with both these teams, and
Uh-huh.
you got two pretty much duos on both sides. So you got Akina and Zay on the Black Rose side of things, and then you got Deech and Smith on the Sling Gang side of things. And
Each and
let
Smith.
me tell you, Deech and Smith, in my opinion, are the better team. I believe Akina tries to do too much for himself, and
Mhm.
he is just not as skilled as the man of Deech. I'm taking Slang Gang, and I
Yeah.
really want to put a score on this.
Yeah.
But the one thing that scares me about putting a score on it is the fact that Black Rose just got a new player who realistically is going to be one of their better players. And, that is something that kind of scares me. So I don't think I'm going to put a score on it. I want to, but I just think I'm going to take my safe pick. I'm in the lead. I don't need to risk it. And I'll just take my 1 point and go with Sling Gang. But another
Fair.
star matchup. Arguably two of the better teams in Div 2. I know you're not going to say so yourself, but we haven't played.
Eh,
We
eh,
have all I'm saying is we got a new
eh.
player in our third now.
Okay.
And he's my OG, one of
Who's
my
the third?
OGs, J-Nick.
Oh, okay.
So a different roster that you guys have seen because
Yeah.
both stream matches he hasn't played. So either way, the match is Hydra versus OVO, and once again I'm gonna go over their picks. And you're gonna be a little bit surprised here, I think, to be honest, because both Angel and C2 went us to win. They took
Mhm.
OVO. No scores, but they took OVO.
Mhm.
So what are you gonna go, man?
I'm gonna go 3-1, lock in the score. OVO wins. I think J Nick makes that much of a difference.
Okay.
I've played J Nick before.
Mhm.
I played with J Nick before, and I think that he is a good enough player. No offense to Key. Wait, was it Key that played with y'all, right? Wasn't it Key?
Yes.
Yeah, no offense to Key. Key, I love you, but J Nick's he's that guy. Come on now.
Man, it's so funny. Everybody is after Key's head.
I'm not I ain't after nobody's head. I'm just saying I think he knows too. J Nick's better. That's just the way it is. And full honesty, I think J Nick and I'm not gonna stroke your ego.
Yeah, no, give
But
me some ego. Give me an ego. Give me an ego.
no. I think 2 of the 3 players on OVO shooters could be competing in Division 1. So Yeah. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think y'all 3-1.
Okay. And I mean, something that I don't really do a lot is go against my team on predictions, but I feel like every single time I do take my team on predictions, they never end up winning. And, I think I'm going to be a little bit paranoid here, and I'm going to be okay with letting up a point go. But I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to take Hydra. They have a phenomenal team, and I'm also going
No
to put a score.
confidence.
I'm going to put a score on this one. I'm going to go 3-2. So I do have
Okay.
a little bit of confidence. So not no confidence. But Hydra have a great team. They have a great duo between Nick and Tom. And I know both of these players, Nick and Tom and Officer, their third, have been waiting to play me for a while now. And J-Nick, of course, as well. And it's going to be the first time we've matched up against each other in probably around a year
Here's
because
a
we were on
question.
the same team. Yeah.
Here's a question.
Hit me.
Which Nick is better, J-Nick or Nick?
I'm not answering that.
Question of the night. Come on now.
I'm
You
not
gotta
answering
hear
that.
it. No, they
Dude,
want to
dude,
know. I know they want to know.
dude.
They want to know.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not going to give a one-word answer.
Uh-huh.
But I will say Nick is better mechanically, and J-Nick is better game sense-wise.
Okay. And I think if you have a team like you guys do, where one of you is an absolute ball chaser, and it works extremely well with someone that has a good game sense.
No, honestly, you're definitely right. Herm is a crazy ball chaser. He doesn't leave the ball very often. Herm
Oh
loves
wait, I
just
forgot Herm. I wasn't talking about Herm. I was actually talking about Viewzys.
No, I think you were talking about
Yeah.
Herm. Herm's a
Nah.
huge ball chaser. He doesn't leave the
Yeah.
ball. He definitely doesn't have like the second most saves in the league.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Hydra. Honestly, I think this match could go either way.
Yep. That's fair.
We've actually been playing with each other for once in our lives, so I think it could go either way, and I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to play it. I think it'll be a good time either way, even if we lose.
Yep.
It's gonna be two best friends or a couple of best friends playing against each other, so it'll be a great time.
Sweet.
And it will be on stream too, so you guys can check it.
If
Anyways,
Hydra wins at 3-2, then it's rigged.
Okay, I'm not. You're crazy if you think I'm going to throw my record for a prediction point. You're crazy.
Hey,
You're
move
crazy.
on.
Okay. As we get into Division 1, we got two kind of unnormal predictions, I guess, for Div 1 is what I would say. First one, we got Future Rising takes on Phoenix United, and now this is the one that we're going to give the score to Angel for because she does have a 3-0 of Future Rising taking the dub. So a 3-0 over Phoenix United. Now, kind of surprising, I'm not going to lie. I know you guys like to support your future teams. I know you guys all have a little bit of a cold over there. It's kind of weird.
You're part of the cult now.
True. But I don't know, Boone. I don't know. And I'm kind of with C2 here, as C2 did take Phoenix United.
Wow. Y'all do not want to see that Future Rising team win.
I didn't even see anything.
There's no reason to have them not winning. There's nothing that supports Future Rising not winning at all. That's just a pure
But you just said it. You just said that Phoenix United hasn't lost a match that they played. They haven't lost.
They played what games they played? Wichita
Iris?
State Gold and Iris.
Okay, but Iris is a good team.
I thought you said it was Mickey. What happened to being Mickey?
Yeah, okay, it's still a good team, even if it's Mickey.
And you know what? Honestly, I played against because I've scrimmed Future Rising a good bit, and I played against Iris. I think at full strength, Future Rising is better than Iris. I think there's no in my mind. It's honestly clear. I think they have if okay, hold on. Let me link the players up, right? So I know you won't agree with me, but I think Gabe is better than all three of the players that I played.
That's crazy.
On Iris.
That's absolutely insane. That's absolutely
no disrespect, because I know Kappa. If you see this, I love you. I love you so much, Kappa. But I think Kappa is better than the second best player on Rising, but I don't think he's better than Gabe. And the thing is, though, if this other player you're talking about, who's their best player, shows up, then it could be kind of worrisome. But again, that's if Future Rising is playing Iris, and they're not. So they're playing Phoenix United, who has had a history. No.
Rewind. No. We got to rewind over that statement. I can't believe you just said that. That is
What?
the worst take.
What?
That is a Skip
What?
Bayless level take
What?
about saying that Gabe is not better. Gabe is better than Kappa.
I've seen Gabe actually try.
Gabe.
I
Okay,
don't think you realize how often Gabe actually tries.
Yeah, and I'm not saying he hasn't, but I'm saying I've played him before, and I've played everybody on that Iris team, and I will tell you, Kappa and Gabe is night and day. Kappa solos any single time of the day, any single time, no matter what skill level he's
I'll have to
playing.
see more from Kappa. I could see it, but I'd have to see more.
And that doesn't even include DWC. And not to
Yeah,
mention
and I've never seen that person. That's what I'm saying. It could be iffy if that person is that good as you say they are. So
see, me personally, I'm still taking Unix over Gabe. T-Man kind of iffy.
Wow.
But Unix? Unix is a better player than Gabe.
That's just as bad of a take.
No, it's not.
The same level as you're telling me. It's the same thing, dude. Come on.
Mm-mm.
All right. Hey, we'll see.
I know you love your teams, but Gabe is not that guy.
Nothing to do with that. No bias there. If Phoenix United even plays this game, because I know recently they've had a lot of roster issues with this team, I think they still lose. Because realistically, I don't even think Phoenix United is better than us.
No, that's fair.
And I don't know how. I remember you called it a Mickey. I thought it was crap at first. I don't know how the hell they beat Iris.
Yeah, I know. I told you it had to been Mickey.
I don't know what. And we even didn't we play against one of the Phoenix United members in competitive twos when I was like 1500.
Yeah, and we destroyed him.
And I didn't play ranked, and we killed them. I mean, obviously we did. I'm in 1500. But point is, he ain't that good. So, and I think we played another one today. So it's like
I mean, again, rank 2s obviously is a lot different than a whole team in 3s, right?
It doesn't matter. If you're talking individual, though.
No, right. 100%. Individual skill,
and you're talking a team at a level of Iris.
Okay, but you gotta listen. At the same time.
Okay.
Take WCB compared to us. Okay. I'm sorry. Can you tell me that any of those players individually compete with our team individually?
I think Angel is better than Herm and Key.
Okay, whatever. Either way.
Yeah.
You want to make that take? I'm not going to argue it. It's wrong, but it's fine. Either way. Individual skill, on paper, we had them infinite times. That's crazy that you're thumbs downing me literally on Unscripted. That's wild.
I'm giving people emojis right now. It's gonna be stickers.
Yeah, you're gonna have some stickers in the leagues coming in. But either way, individual skill plays a part, obviously, but I don't think it's that much of a part. I think a team that has less individual skill can win. And not to mention, I'm sorry, Gabe is pretty good, right? I'm not saying Gabe's bad.
Yeah.
Gabe's obviously a great player.
Don't give Gabe a stray right now. Don't hit him with a stray.
I'm not talking about Gabe. I'm talking about another player on that Future Rising team.
Oh.
Justin.
Okay. Talk to me about Justin.
Mid?
Wow.
At best.
Wow. Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I've seen some gameplay. That's all I'm gonna say. And I'm just
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'm assuming you're definitely saying Future Rising, right?
I'm saying Future Rising, but I think it's gonna be a close one. But I think it's too wishy-washy for me to put a score on it. So Future Rising.
Okay, so no score. Got it.
No score.
But either way, I'm probably gonna go the same way. I think Future Rising is the better team, but I think this could go either way. If I was gonna put a score on it, which I'm not, so don't take this the wrong way. I'd probably go 3-2, 3-1 maybe. But I think both these teams are gonna compete. It's gonna be a good one. And again, a matchup we haven't seen really either team really that much, right?
No,
not at all. Play like teams like Iris, teams like Galaxy, like we've seen them, we know about them. We're good on them. But these two teams, neither of us. I know you say you watch Future Rising, but you haven't seen how they compete with teams here, right? You know what I mean? It's always the different scenarios. And sure, they're in first, but how many wins have they actually had? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting to see, and I really hope this match gets played because I really want to see both these teams play. And I'll actually probably watch the replays if it's on stream. I believe it might be streamed. I could be tripping, but I'm not sure.
We'll find out.
Yeah. Either way, big match, last one. As we see the match that we have been talking about for a while,
Match of the week.
Umar's been blowing up my general chat after Unscripted, saying that he competes with this team and that they compete with this team. Iris versus Ravens. And Angel and C2 being very smart about this decision, by the way. Being very smart about their predictions. Where was I?
Oh, we're about to talk about Iris Ravens.
Yeah, but I was in the middle of talking about something.
Biggest match of the week.
Oh,
And
yeah.
talking
Okay.
about Umar.
Okay, so Umar has been blowing up my phone. I said that. But at the same time,
Calling my phone.
Angel and C2 are being very smart about this prediction, Boone. And both of them taking Iris.
Yeah.
Taking the safe pick, not putting any scores on it, but they're taking the person that has been there and shown up week after week, no matter the match besides the first week. Mickey week, not counting that one. That one doesn't count. But the team that honestly is a favorite. I think Iris is the favorite here. I think it could go either way. Ravens could have their day. Umar could be peaking. But Boone, what are you thinking?
You know, it's weird because I think Ravens definitely has the potential to be Iris. I don't think it's far off at all.
Mm.
But what I noticed, and the part I didn't mention earlier while I was glazing the hell out of Umar, was you sit back, sure, great player is 90% of their offense, but whenever we reverse swept them, it became more and more present that their team as a whole is completely dependent on mental.
Yep.
And against an Iris team who is just in your face, constant, not getting off the ball, I don't know how they're going to be able to react. Because I know with us, we are a very, like with my Wichita State Black team, we are very adaptive and we watch and see what the other team does and play accordingly. And that's why Iris was able to expose us, because on a bad day, we're not able to hit the damn ball. So, of course, they're going to be able to kill us.
Right.
And we're not following each other, etc. But against the Ravens team, the reason we were able to come back is because they get too comfortable. We're able to adapt. We figure things out. And instead of readapting to us adapting to them and changing their play style, you have Umar get a little too aggressive because he feels like he has to do more than he really needs to. And then it's frustration. And across the board, you start seeing double commits. You start seeing triple commits even. And so again, to sum it up, I think Ravens has a shot. But do I think they'll do it? No. I think Iris will win.
And honestly,
it's not safe enough to put a score on it because I think it really just depends on the time of day. But
right.
Iris wins.
And honestly, realistically, I said it 3 weeks ago, I believe, or maybe the first Unscripted, about how there was 3 top teams, and that was Blackout, Galaxy, Iris. The 2 teams that have proved themselves are Galaxy and Iris. Blackout hasn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that week was the week that Umar said it much. He was super, super confident that he was going to be able to compete with Iris. And honestly, they might compete for a match, or I'm sorry, one single game, maybe 2 at best, but they're not competing for that whole series.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Iris is going to run it down on them. I think this is the only prediction of this entire week that it was the same answer across the board. And Iris is going to be another favorite for the 3rd week in a row. I think we've predicted the last couple Iris picks, the last couple Iris weeks. They've had some good matches, and they're getting the hard part of their season done early. So it is a good thing to see.
Yeah, and it's weird to think that this is probably the closest, other than maybe like OVO and EXO. I think this is probably the closest match out of any of the ones we were predicting. Yet, like you said, we have all 4 with the same answer. And I think it just comes down to the fact that there are so many variables with this Ravens team. They're a team that, honestly, if there's a team that would somehow sneak in the playoffs and make something happen,
it would be them.
Ravens.
Yeah,
but then they're also a team that could also fall off and not even make it to like middle.
Yeah, they could finish 8th place.
Yeah, they could fall off hella. So
I mean, yeah.
No, but I mean, over under team. So
yeah, realistically, it depends the type of day that they're having. If they're having a great day, Iris having a bad one, they could win it. But
yeah,
at 9 out of 10 times, based off just normal days, as a prediction, you got to take the normal stuff. You can't assume a team's gonna have a great day or assume a team's gonna have a bad day.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we all went Iris. But again, either way, actually, I forgot also Synergy. We all picked Synergy, but that's just because X-Ray sucks as an organization. So
but
I think it's like the 4th shot I've took at them. That's got to be the 4th.
Just to point on it more. I mean, I hate to kind of start a little drama here, but like I said, I've seen a little bit of weird frustration in their gameplay. Maybe it was just me thinking. I don't know. But say this keeps going on, the same streak continues. Maybe they happen to go up 2 games on Iris and get reverse swept. Maybe
Yeah.
they something like that, right? Where they
Mhm.
just they could have won it, or they just lost in all close games. If that ends up happening, what do you think the odds are? You know, if Umar is this dedicated and you feel like his skill gap is that large, what are the odds of him making a change or him promoting a change for that roster? What do you think the odds of that happening are? Honestly.
Okay, well, let me just say I have some behind the scenes information about that.
Oh goodness.
I can't really say it.
Oh goodness.
It's not up to me to say it, but I will give a 50-50. That's all I'm gonna
Okay.
be able to say.
50-50.
Um,
Okay.
yeah.
So
So
I can guess that it depends on how this season goes.
right, and I mean that's how any team is though. Realistically, I mean if
Yeah.
you go 0-8, you're not gonna sit in the same team. Like it's just
No.
not fun unless it's like your best friends or whatever. But
Yeah.
um, that's what Umar is. He's a really nice guy. Those his teammates are some of his best friends he's been playing with for a couple years.
Mhm.
I believe. But I mean, eventually, if you're that much of a star player, you got to recognize that. You got to be like, okay, as much as I love you guys, if those friends don't understand, they're not your friends. So,
Yeah. And
uh,
especially like with us, I know, like I said, we're a second half team, but for us to be playing as bad as we were that day and still manage to reverse sweep,
yeah, it's kind of
we
crazy.
we were playing. I'm not gonna lie, we were playing very bad that day. Especially me specifically, that was probably one of the worst games I've had in any sort of competitive since this entire semester.
Yeah.
Never, never experienced such like I don't even know how else to word it. It's just like,
Yeah.
but yeah.
All right. And I mean, as we wrap up predictions, we do want to give a big thanks to everybody that comes and watches every week and DMs me telling me about my predictions being smart, stupid, or whatever you decide to say to me. I don't listen to you guys. You guys are most of the time wrong. So, anyways, though, thank you guys for stopping by. Obviously, we do have a couple things we want to talk about at the end of this. Um, First off, let's talk about forfeits. Obviously, there's been a lot this season compared to the other ones. And like we said earlier, the season's a little bit of a test run, but the more forfeits that keep happening, the more punishments that we're going to think of. Obviously, if you can get a team to, not forfeit, please try your very hardest to do so. It takes 10 minutes to schedule a match. All you have to do is check with your team, send them a message, go back to our Discord, send the other team a message, figure out when they line up. That's all you got to do. It's really not that hard. If you can't figure it out, then you should give the team over to somebody else because realistically, the amount of forfeits we had is a little bit outrageous, especially like from a person that's been playing the league. I've met some of my best friends here. Um, you know, it's a great time to play in the league, and we just hope that you guys can start to understand that a little bit more. That are forfeiting, obviously, we have the good cookies out there, um, but try not to do so as much. Boone, you want to talk about coaching?
Well, before we get to that, there's some situations that I come up. Geez,
Mhm.
um, I mean,
Right,
there's emergencies like I don't know, someone's in the hospital or like I don't know,
right,
someone's computer
obviously,
won't work, whatever. But at the end of the
obviously,
day, it's the main gist is us as staff. It is really our main goal to make things easier for you guys while providing a great experience for you guys moving forward, right? And it's hard for us to do that when the effort that y'all are giving to make this possible is just for some of the teams is just not there. That's really the only message I can give because I mean I don't want to obviously dive into it and then act or sound rude,
right,
but you get the memo. We want to do
right,
what's best for you guys moving forward and make things easier on y'all, but that's really just us asking for y'all to make it easier on us. So
yeah.
again, for those of y'all that haven't been forfeiting as much, again, we get if you've had to forfeit, we're not trying to like crucify y'all, but
Yeah, we're not trying to be mean. Like we
yeah, but
understand stuff happens.
yeah, but if you are a lot and it's just because you're too lazy to reschedule or you just don't feel like playing in this league, I promise you can find time to play a Rocket League best of 5. I am, and I know a lot of other people are college students, people with full-time jobs, and they are still able to find a time to play. It is
Yeah,
doable. So just
100%.
please work it out. And anyways, moving on, as you mentioned, Viewzys coaching. For those of you that aren't aware already, I don't know if there is anyone that wouldn't be aware by now, but we do have the 2 separate Discords as we speak. We have our community Discord and the league Discord. And right now, our community Discord, I'm talking way too fast,
Yeah,
has
slow
now
down there, bud.
introduced coaching. But not just any coaching. You have those other Discords where you have to join up and pay a $50 membership fee per month, and you're getting coached by all these random. Sure, they're bubble pros and yes, this, that, but the only thing that pro at that level can tell you, or that sort of coach can tell you, is, man, based on my experience, I've done this. But with us, we actually have people that are coming in as people that want to be a coach more than they are just a player, but kind of boosting the ego, if that makes sense. A lot of times when someone goes into coach, it is, 9 times out of 10, it is, man, I am a better player than you, so I'm going to coach you and tell you how it's done. But with these guys, we already have a collection of 4 or 5 guys, I think.
Yeah, I think
And
5 contender coaches, a couple academy, and
yeah,
myself included.
yeah. So hey, I know me and Viewzys might sound a little much here, but I promise it isn't as bad when you're being coached. But anyways, point is,
Debatable.
if you'd like to be coached for literally free, or if you'd actually like to coach and engage more in the community, which, by the way, I like to actually talk about, we have introduced a fragment system which can reward you with actual money. So if you're interested in participating more in the community and gaining these fragments towards getting cash money, then be sure to join the community and figure out how to get involved, including coaching.
I was about to show my checkbook on stream, and then I realized I shouldn't do that.
Hey, I got you. Hold on, I got you. Hey, I got the stripper ones.
Oh,
Don't even trip. Don't even trip.
dude, can you use those on me? All right. Anyways, pause.
Ha!
Also, let's talk a
Yes.
little bit about free agents, right?
Oh
I
yes.
know there's a lot of people that come into Discord every day. I'm not sure realistically how many of you guys watch Unscripted. I know it's a lot to watch and skip through. But if you are a free agent and you are seeing this, there are plenty of options out there for teams. If you head over to the Future Gaming Community Discord, they have a bunch of teams that are sponsored with the organization, and you get to talk to people like Boone, like myself, people that are in full-heartedly supporting your guys' teams. There's also great organizations out there like Slang Gang, like Stargazers, a bunch of different organizations that are very friendly. And I'm sure if you send them a DM, will be willing to help you try you out. There's also a team player finder in our Discord channel. Go there at the teams that you're in the division for and get it set up. And finally, let's talk a little bit about the rule book. Some staff members have been working very hard on this rule book. We know that there has never really been an official one, but we are working to get that done for you. Hopefully, it'll be done soon enough to finally put it somewhere. And if whenever it does come out, make sure you have at least one person on your team go and read it, go look at it, make sure that you know everything that is happening, all the rules, so you're not getting unnecessary punishments for yourselves. It shouldn't be that long of a read, maybe 5-10 minutes. But that'll be out soon enough, and we're happy to bring it to you guys. And of course, as always, make sure to check out our stream that will be starting at 2 p.m. EST over at Future Gaming League on Twitch. And it also, obviously, Unscripted. You're watching it right now. It should be released a week from today and now. Make sure to check it out. But thank you all for stopping by, and see you.